Amen. Who among you here have been discouraged already? Who among you here you've never been discouraged before? None. Every one of us has experienced discouragement. Amen. Some has been discouraged by failed expectations. There's what we call expectation versus reality. Some people, you have been discouraged by people. Some you thought they would support you, but they didn't. Some are discouraged by situations wherein you think the life in Dubai would just be all good and so, but then reality began to hit. And it wasn't as what you expected it to be. My question is not whether we feel discouraged or not, but the question should be, how do we handle discouragements? Amen? Because if you don't know yet, one day you will face discouragement. So the question will be, what will I do when I am discouraged? So let's entitle this preaching, The Slide Speaks. You are what? Unstoppable. Overcoming your discouragements. We have been singing a while ago, we've been declaring that God is He's an unstoppable God. Amen? It says there, nothing can separate you from the love of God. Isn't that the great news? That whatever happens, God's love for you will begin and will still overflow. So that's the nature of God. He is an unstoppable God. And who among you here, you believe that God created you in that image? Amen. Amen? That you are also unstoppable. Amen? Because I have come to realize that we have that nature. We have been created in the nature of the Lord, in the likeness of God. Amen? But then the enemy tries to change that nature. But one thing I've realized, have you ever saw a fish doing a swimming lesson? Was there ever a fish who enrolled for a swimming lesson? Why? It's his nature. He swims. Amen? And when God created you in that image, He embedded in you that you should be unstoppable. Amen? That you should overcome your discouragements. You should not be looking like bitter and, oh, look at the person next to you. That's the face of unstoppable. Amen? Amen? That face. You don't know what that person is carrying. Amen? Let me just share with you one very wonderful thing that happened. Whenever I really preach, God wanted me to preach not out of a thought, but He wants me to experience it. For 2 weeks already, my foot has been aching so bad. I woke up this morning, still it's so bad. And God reminded me, what's your word today? Unstoppable. I cannot stop. I should stand up and walk. And praise the Lord, I was able to wear my shoes. I can't stand and I can do this right now. My housemates know how bad my foot was. But then when you begin to walk in that faith and begin to walk in that realm, that no one and nothing can stop you. The anointing of heaven shall follow you because He sees that faith. Take that step. In your discouragement, it may be so scary, but take that step no matter how painful the foot may be. Because you are unstoppable. Amen? Tell the person next to you, I am unstoppable. Amen? Discouragement always comes at the wrong time. Do you believe in that? It never comes at the right time. When you thought you'd be in your job to finish your contract, lo and behold, you were called by the office and was given a notice. Lord, I tithed. Lord, I prayed. I prayed for this job. But you can still lose it. Because discouragement comes unannounced. It's not like the weather which will tell you tomorrow it's going to rain. That's why every single day of your life, you have to live in the realm that I am unstoppable. Bad news may come, but I am unstoppable. Amen? So let us know someone from the Bible who managed discouragements really well. We come to know the life of Nehemiah. We have read about the life of Nehemiah. Nehemiah was the cupbearer to the king. If he's the cupbearer to the king, where does he live? In the palace. Does he live a good life? Sleep in a comfortable bed. But then one day, He heard that the walls of Jerusalem have been destroyed. Is he in Jerusalem? Is he affected? He may not be in Jerusalem. He could actually care less, but he cared. He may not be affected, but he cared. Sometimes the only thing that you need to have is to care. You may not be in the painful situation that others may be in, but once you care, you will be doing something. Amen? You don't have to have a reason to go to the prayer meeting. I'm all good, I'm all well. But others aren't. And when you start to care, you start to do something for them. And that's what Nehemiah did. Amen? He was in a good place. But he cared. And I know someone who cared. Jesus was living a very comfortable life in heaven. And then he cared. I've come to realize Jesus traveled so far. Heaven to earth. Took the place of a servant. Allowed people to ridicule him. You know he was able to do that because he cared. If you think that nobody cares about your situation, there was a God who traveled from heaven to earth just to reach you because he cares. Because he cares. Amen? Some people would take away their own lives thinking nobody cares about them. But there's a Jesus who gave his life because he cares. Amen? Nehemiah had a sense of burden, compassion. He had a sense of purpose. Do you know what your purpose is? It's very difficult if nobody knows what his purpose is. Amen? Have you seen something and you don't know what the purpose is that for something? I've read this in the Facebook before when iPad was relatively new. A doctor gave his father, an old guy, an iPad. He thought it was a chopping board. And he began to chop things on it. Because he didn't know what that purpose is for. Once you realize, once you don't know your purpose, you're just going to waste it. Amen? If you don't know what your purpose in life is, you will just waste your life. But if you know the purpose of your life, you will begin to walk in that anointing. Amen? Because you walk in that purpose. That's why, let me just say this, many kabayans rice cooker gets destroyed. It's a rice cooker. But they make it as an adobo cooker, a noodle cooker, an egg cooker. Put it on top of the stove. Amen. When you look at the kabayan's rice cooker, if you look at the bottom, it's all black. They use it as cacerola when it was supposed to be a rice cooker. That's why sometimes you just give your life away because you haven't realized yet that God made you because He made you with a purpose. You have to walk with that purpose. Amen? That's why you're here in church. Because you know your purpose. Amen? Amen? That's why I don't eat sabaw. Because I know my purpose. And I will not allow that because it's not my purpose. Don't be a chopping board. Amen. Initially, he kept the plan to himself. Then he involved others because he realized it's always better together. Amen. So he told his people this. Why? Not that. It's not there. Anyways, then he said to them, "You see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lies waste, and its gates are buried with fire. Come and let us build the wall of Jerusalem, that we may no longer be a reproach. And I told them of the hand of my God, which had been good upon me, and also of the king's words that he had spoken to me. So they said, let us rise up and build. Then they set their hands to this good work." When others see your vision, they will be encouraged. Amen? When others see where you're going and what you're heading for, they will be encouraged. So what is your vision? To get rich. Why are you in Dubai? I just want to be rich. If that's your vision, that could have been a very sad life. Amen? Because God has a better vision for you. Amen. Have a clear purpose of what you want to do. Amen. So, Nehemiah was starting to build the wall. Others were with him. Imagine with me, they were building the walls. They were doing it great. And then the discouragements happened. Through, number one, have you been insulted?
Yes.
You know what? The most painful insult will come from those people who you love.
Yes.
Have you come to realize that?
Yes.
Insults coming from others who may not know your life wouldn't be as much painful as from those who really know you. Amen? This is what he said. But when Sanballat the Horonite, Tobiah the Ammonite official, and Geshem the Arab heard of it, they laughed at us and despised us and said, "What is this thing that you're doing? Will you rebel against the king?" Have you ever thought of that? That sometimes when you're doing something good, people will begin to laugh at you.
Yes.
Amen. When you're up to something good, my life is changing. One way, Jesus. And then people will tell you, "Are you serious? I know you before." Come on. I mean, when you start changing, have you realized this? When you start changing, before you don't hold the Bible, now you're bringing your Bible, and people will say, "Are you serious?" Amen. Oh bro, hallelujah ka na pala. Amen! And sometimes, I've said this story, I've told this story before, but they want to share it every time. When I told my parents I want to be a pastor, they were really telling me if I was sick. Are you really okay? Because they thought when you're a pastor, you'd become so pure and nothing good is going to happen. But no. When you do God's assignment, He will make sure you are provided. Amen. When you obey, there's anointing and obedience. When you just begin to obey and follow, then the heavens will open. Amen. Let me tell you this, not all the people will support your dreams and ambitions. Sometimes they would say, you should match your ambition with your brain. You should match your ambition with your educational attainment. I want to be a CEO. Hey, come on, you haven't even finished college. Sometimes when we dream, we will hear people say, "Be practical. Don't go too high." But let me tell you this, I don't want to match my dreams with the things I know. I want to match my dreams with what God can do.
Amen.
Because when God starts doing something, you'll just be so amazed. You will just be so amazed that He will qualify you. He will make sure you get that because it's for you. Amen? In the same way that He made me walk right now, it's just so amazing. It's not painful anymore.
Amen.
Because you have that heart to just go and obey. Amen?
Amen.
Tell the person, dream big. I believe God wants you to dream big. Amen? Have you ever dreamt, to those who have children, have you ever dreamt for your children to say, they just want to finish college? No. You want them to dream big. And God, being a father, He wants you to dream big. Amen? People may laugh at you, but tell them I'm going to have the last laugh. Amen? People may tell you you're not going to do it. I'm going to have the last laugh. Because my God will supply my needs. And my God will do immeasurably more than you can ever think of. Amen? So, when you are bombarded with insults, this is how you will respond. Let me tell you this. Don't give the enemy his expectations.
Amen. Yes.
Amen?
Amen.
When the enemy begins to taunt you, and he will think you'll fall for that, he will expect you to get mad. Amen. Get behind me, Satan. I'm not gonna give in to your Amen. You know what Nehemiah did? He said, can we read all together?
I answered, the God of heaven will give us success. We are His servants, and we are going to start building. But you have no right to any property in Jerusalem, and you have no share in its traditions.
people insult you, tell them these words. The God of heaven will give us success. When people will begin to doubt you, the God of heaven will give us success. When people will try to question you, the God of heaven will give us success. That's how you face insults. By knowing who your God is. Because in the book of Daniel it says, those who know their God will do great and mighty works. Because you know your God. Do you believe you're up for success? Amen. Do you believe that you're up for success? Amen. It may not look like as if it is yet. But let me declare this to you. The God of heaven will give you success. The God of heaven will give you success. In the mighty name of Jesus. The God of heaven will give you success. Amen. When you believe, things will begin to happen. Amen. Be assured that God will give us success. Be assured that despite the ridicule, God will give us success. Be careful what you are hearing. Think carefully about what you are hearing, as said in Mark 4:24. Insult should not have power over you. It should bounce. You're gonna fail, just bounce. You're not gonna succeed, it will just bounce. Because I'm holding on to the word of God that my God will give me success. Amen. I will not listen to you. When the enemy begins to talk to you, what? I can't hear you. Amen. And then here it says, when Sanballat heard that we Jews had been rebuilding the wall, he became furious and began to what? To ridicule us in front of his companions and the Samaritan troops. He said, what do these miserable Jews think they're doing? Do they intend to rebuild the city? Do they think that by offering sacrifices they can finish the work in one day? Can they make building stones out of heaps of burnt rubble? Tobiah was standing there beside him and he added, what kind of wall could they ever build? Even a fox could knock it down. Have you been there? When you started dreaming, I will win many people for the Lord. You can't even win your family, hello? I'm going to do great and mighty things for God. You can't even buy your own food, hello? And then you begin to ask him what kind of wall you could ever build. Sometimes you just, are you in your right mind? You know what? Oppression will not stop. They will keep on going and going. And the thing is, those who don't help you insult you. It's not the fact. Those who don't even contribute a little, they are these people who are so much in the business of insulting you. As if they've contributed something. But then, let's see again how Nehemiah responded. I prayed. Amen. I prayed. And so they come. I prayed. You may ridicule me. I prayed. He says, hear how they make fun of us, oh God. Let the ridicule fall on their own heads. Let them be robbed of everything they have and let them be taken as prisoners of a foreign land. Instead of giving in to their insults, Nehemiah prayed. He immediately prayed. Because sometimes people take prayer as the last option. When it comes to a point that I cannot do anything anymore, I will pray. When I've approached people to borrow money and all of them said no, that's the only time I will pray. Prayer should not be your last option. It should be the first thing that comes into your mind when you're going through discouragement. Pray. Amen. I pray. Others immediately react. Others immediately wage war. Not against a spiritual battle, against their enemy in the physical. Others, we become emo. We get mad. They post on Facebook. When the pastors told them not to post on Facebook, they post on my day. instead of immediately praying, they immediately resorted to that. Amen? And kabayan, mga kabayan, instead na magsumbong sa Diyos, ay tuloy po nagsumbong. Amen? When you can pray to a God who can do more, pray. Tell the person next to you, pray.
Pray.
Battle it in prayer. Amen? Pray. Because God says, stop fighting and know that I am God. Stop fighting and know that I am God. Why are you fighting a battle that has already been won? Why are you fighting a battle that has already been won? Jesus has already won that battle. Stop fighting and just know, it's God. I am the one who defeats the nations. I am the one who controls the world. Amen? But they were ridiculing, what kind of wall is that? You know what they did? They went on. Go on. Just go on. When people will ridicule you and insult you, just go on. So we went on rebuilding the wall, and soon it was half its full height because the people were eager to work. If in the midst of the discouragement you remain positive, you are spreading positivity. Amen? When people see you and know your problem, but then you can still put a smile on your face, they would tell you, the God you're serving is indeed great. Amen? My boss asked me, why are Filipinos very happy people? Yeah, because I remember when Sendong hit the Philippines, after the storm, there were ruins, and then there was a camera, and the people were still waving, hi, pista na ako, nasa TV ako. They were still genuinely happy people. Because we have a God who we know will do something great in spite of anything that happens in our lives. Amen? You know what? Spread positivity, not negativity. Infect others with your positivity, not with your negativity. When the Israelites were going around Jericho, no one was allowed to speak because for sure they will complain. Amen? Yes. What are we even doing? We're destroying the wall and then we're just going around and around and around. Seems like it's not making any sense. How do we destroy the wall? Only one was speaking and the other heard, you know what, I have the same thought. Now there were two, now there were three, and everybody just stopped. When you don't have anything good to say, shh. Shut up. When the one thing you will say will not edify others, keep quiet. Amen? I was talking with my daughter. She was very good at this. She's still 1 year and 6 months. I was telling her, why didn't you even drink your milk? Your milk is delicious to this. And I'm going to drink that, but you just have to wait. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it.
Yes. Amen.
People who say that it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Amen. If you will not go to your Bible study, don't tell others. Are you going one, sir? Amen.
Praise God.
When you don't feel like giving your tithes, don't tell others, you know what? Sayang. Don't interrupt those who are doing it. Amen? Because they're doing it. Amen. Sanballat, Tobiah, and the people of Arabia, Ammon, and Ashdod heard that we were making progress in rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem and that the gaps in the wall were being closed. And they became very angry. When you start fulfilling the things that God has asked you, you know what? Others will become very angry. Because they expected you to fall. They expected you to fail, but with God, there's no crisis.
Amen.
And they would just begin angry. So they all plotted together to come and attack Jerusalem and create confusion. But then again, we prayed. That's how he battled it and kept man on guard against them day and night. When you're insulted, pray. When you're ridiculed, pray. The next discouragement came through distraction. Or remember, with us sabaw. Now it happened when Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies heard that I had rebuilt the wall and that there were no breaks left in it, though at that time I had not hung the doors and the gates, it was about to be ribbon cutting ceremony already. That Sanballat and Geshem said to me, saying, "Come, let us meet together among the villages in the plain of Ono." But they taught me to do me harm. Distraction will come when you're about to finish building the wall. Discouragements will come when you're almost in the finish line. There are times when you think you're doing well, then discouragements happen. Amen? Remember this. If you think you're standing firm, you had better be careful that you do not fall. In 1 Corinthians 10:12, what kind of genius is? Galing na galing sa sarili. Wapo ka po sa sarili. Ang buwan ka, di ba? But then you don't battle it in prayer. Be careful that you do not fall. What was the invitation? Come, let us meet together among the villages in the plain of Ono. The invitation seems harmless. They just wanted him to take a break, have a Kit Kat, maybe have some tea. Amen? Because they cannot attack him through insults. So they wanted to invite him to a tea party maybe. His enemies wanted to bring him to Oh no. Oh no. Amen. Some invitations are just bringing you to oh no. Amen. Sitting here, the plain of Ono is actually a beautiful place. The invitation seemed harmless. His enemies just wanted him to bring him to oh no. Have you experienced oh no? You were doing so well. And then that guy began to oh no! You were doing so well, and then the job invitation came, Friday duty. Oh no! They just wanted you to your oh no, amen? Everything has already been said then. Oh no. You're almost at the finish line then. Oh no. Breakthrough is already gonna happen then. Oh no. You know what happened? What the response of Nehemiah? Oh no. He just said, learn how to say no. Why did Nehemiah do that? Because they thought to do me harm. Because not all harmless invitations are really harmless. There will be invitations in life that is meant to bring you more discouragements, meant to make you stop what you are doing for the Lord. This was Nehemiah's response. So I sent messengers to them saying,
I am doing a great work, so that I
can you repeat it?
I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down.
Why should the work cease while I leave it and go down to you? Can you declare it? I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Amen. You know what? You're too churchy. Just take a break. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Amen. That was his response. He was so firm. When distractions come, tell the enemy, I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Give up your ministry. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. The enemy is taunting me, just tell them you cannot preach. I have foot ache. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Amen. Declare it. When you're sad, I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. If you're a leader and your members are giving you a headache, declare this. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Amen. In your job, when you're about to quit, I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. When you're about to quit in your marriage, I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. Amen. When you're still single, I thought will go back and pray. Amen? Then, you know what the guys did? But they sent me this message 4 times. And I answered them in the same manner. Because, brethren, there will be many times that you will have to say no, not just once. You will have to say no multiple times. Because the enemy will not stop until he gets you. That's why every time he knocks, you have to give the same answer. Because it's just lurking. Bibigay na to. Bibigay na to. The enemy will just say, konting push na lang to. But you have to give them the same answer every single time. Sabaw, no. Sabaw, no. Sabaw, no. Sabaw, yes! I answered them in the same manner over and over and over again. When you're about to compromise, say no. Amen? You are still not done. You cannot come down. Bad news may come. You cannot come down. It may hurt, but you cannot come down. Amen? It's not bad to rest. Just don't quit.
Amen.
It's not bad to rest. Just don't quit. Because you are doing a great work. You cannot come down. Amen? And lastly, are you ready for the last?
Yes.
Let your yes be yes, and your no no, for whatever is more than these,
From the evil.
clear. Amen? If you said yes, then yes. If you said no, then no. No sabaw, no sabaw. Amen? Compromise? Lastly, discouragements come in the form of gossips. The first was insults, the next was distraction. If you cannot be hit by those, then let's go to this. Then Sanballat sent his servant to me. As before, take note, as before, they just don't stop. The 5th time, with an... Why is the letter open? Because they read it already. Well, they sent this letter, he intentionally opened it. Ah, really? Ano talaga ba? Wow, ganyan ba siya? Your Facebook is an open letter, friends. Bakit nyo magagalit? Hindi naman ito para sa'yo. Wey! Open letter. It was written. It is reported among the nations, and Joshua says that you and the Jews plan to rebel. Therefore, according to these rumors, based on what I heard, you are rebuilding the wall that you may be their king. And you have also appointed prophets to proclaim concerning you at Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judah. Now these matters will be reported to the king, Lagot ka. So come therefore, and let us consult together. They cannot make Nehemiah come down, they use the tactic of gossip. But the Nehemiah did not budge. He was not affected. He did not care about their gossip because he knows it's not true. When you know it's not true, why react? When you know it's not true, why defend yourself? Amen? Gossip affects people in one way or another. Have you played the whisper game? I will whisper to you, then the last one will be a completely different story. You just told him that you're sick, and then the 10 people, you're already dead. Don't pass on stories because it says, when you talk, don't say anything bad. But say the good things that people need. Whatever will help them grow stronger. Then what you say will be a blessing to those who hear you. Therefore, don't gossip. Amen? Sister, ipag-pray natin si brother. Why? Nakita ko kasi siya, tapos. You know what? let's go to coffee. Why? I really want to consult something. And then don't tell this to anybody. But you know what? He's saying that to all the people the same thing. Don't say this to anybody. Okay? Let me. Okay, don't tell this to anyone. It's between you and me. When a gossiper comes to you, he thinks you're weak.
Labi ko lang tayo nakakala.
Because he thinks you will just... You know what? Just understand. Ang chismosa, hindi siya lumalapit doon sa ibang connection. Lalapit siya doon sa kung saan papatol sa chismis. At may lumapit sa chismosa, oops! I'm doing a great work! I cannot come down! Amen? When a gossiper comes in, I'm doing a great work! I cannot come down. Amen? You know what his reply was as I close? I said to reply to him, nothing of what you're saying is true. You have made it all up yourself. Period. Just that. You know what? I heard you do this. That's not true. You just made it up. Period. Because the more that you ignite, the more the flame will become big. Because without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip,
Quarreling stops.
you are unstoppable. Insults may come, you are unstoppable. Distractions may come, you are unstoppable. Gossips may come, you are unstoppable. Why? Because there was a God. There is a God. There is a Jesus who came to this world. People heard him. They were weeping him 39 times. But he was saying maybe in himself, I'm doing a great work. I cannot come down. They made him carry his cross. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. People will ridicule him. I am doing a great work. I cannot come down. So when you're in the point of quitting and being discouraged and distracted, you're doing a great work. I cannot come down. Let me ask the media to play just a second video because we have time constraints. Just a second video. Yeah. I know some has seen this already, but for the benefit of those who haven't seen it yet, I want to show to you a video of someone who, despite the pain, did not quit because he's doing a great work. He cannot come down. Let's all watch this. pray as we pray. Amen. So today that the words of the Lord just begin to minister to you, but just like Nehemiah, if you're onto something, God